Welcome to this episode of Voice of Bengal Ground Zero Report, bringing you information at a glance for the very well-known Howrah district, the land of Swami Vivekanand and Belur Math, which is ready with their voter cards and hopes in their hearts to use their most revered constitutional right, which is to cast a vote. Howrah, called Manchester of Bengal, is bounded by the Hooghly River and the Rupnarayan River, naturally determines the district's boundaries on the west. Development took place towards the early part of the 20th century. It has become one of the most important transit points for passengers and goods movement in the country. It must be mentioned that the old Howrah Bridge, a floating pontoon bridge, was opened back in October 1874. Howrah never fails to capture tourist attraction. This district has seen perhaps one very unusual and short-lived controversy when the Howrah Rural SP, Soumya Roy, was transferred by the Election Commission because his wife, Lovely Mehta, was the Trinamool Congress candidate from Sonarpur, which is in the same district. Not to forget that the once economic hub of India, Howrah, had its contribution in national economy decline from 11% to just 4%. So the contestants must keep this issue at the heart of their development agendas. With more than 37 lakh voters and 11 assembly constituencies, namely Amta, Udaynarayanpur, Bagnan, Shampur, Uluberia Uttar, Uluberia Dakshin, Panchla, Jagat Ballavpur, Uluberia Purab, Sankarel, Domjur, Howrah serves as a prominent location for electoral polls. The statistics of Howrah give a clear description of the liking of its citizens. 2011 elections gave TMC a definite edge of 49.9% of total votes, followed by CPM with 29% and BJP with just 4%. The tables turned in the elections of 2019 when TMC stepped up to 50% of votes, but this time followed by BJP with 37.6% of the total ballots, bringing CPM to zero. To reflect upon this sudden rise of BJP, we find it similar to the political situation at Hooghly, where BJP outshined TMC using the exact mechanism of solving prominent issues. Even in Howrah, the fight looks even, going by how the people we spoke to responded. They are happy with the schemes TMC has launched, such as Kanya Shri and Juba Shri, and they are happy with Modi's work done at the centre as well. Surrounded by coastal lines, Howrah gives drainage and road widening much more priority than any other problem. Nevertheless, TMC touched upon such cases within 10 years of its rule, but never managed to effectively satisfy its citizens. The instability and non-fulfillment of this criteria led its citizens, who were high on hope, to shift and try a toss on BJP, which ultimately popularized in meantime due to the working conditions of the party in the adjacent district of Hooghly. Ultimately, the point of administration being politicized and the governing body like the rural SP at Howrah and wife being active members of TMC marks all aspirations of Howrah at stake. Well, although due to COVID constraints, our team could fetch just one witness, but let's have a look at what he has to say.
आपका मतलब जाए आपका जिला में कौन सा दल ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग है यहाँ पे?
अभी तो इसी का है, तृणमूल का है।
ओके। तो आपका मत अनुसार आपके जिला में कौन सा दल बेसी आसन मिलेगा, ज़्यादा आसन किसका मिलेगा?
इस बार बीजेपी को
मिलेगा।
इस बार श्योर बीजेपी।
ओके। तो आप जो बोल रहे हैं, जो पहले आपने बोला जो तृणमूल का ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग है, तो किस कारण से बोल रहा है स्ट्रॉन्ग के लिए?
ना स्ट्रॉन्ग अभी उसका जो है, अब तो परिवर्तन लोग चाह रहा है ना। पहले तो तृणमूल का यहाँ अति था, उससे पहले यहाँ वर्चस्व था इसका CPM का, अब तो उसके बाद तृणमूल आया, तृणमूल के बाद अब जो है से अब जाएगा।
अच्छा, तो आपको स्ट्रॉन्ग बोलने के कारण क्या बोलना चाहते हैं?
बोलने का कारण है दीदी से हम लोग परेशान है, हम लोग का गाड़ी घोड़ा का काम है।
मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि हम जो पहले बोला ना तृणमूल स्ट्रॉन्ग है यहाँ पे, तो इसकी कारण
था
था ओके
स्ट्रॉन्ग अब क्या रहेगा था
था
हाँ।
तो इसके कारण क्या था स्ट्रांग होने के कारण?
तो स्ट्रॉन्ग होने का कारण था जब जो दीदी का अथी था, जनता इंतजार करके देख रहा था जो हाँ अब दीदी क्या कर रहा है क्या कर रहा है, लेकिन जिस तरह से दीदी का रवैया है उससे उब चुका है।
तो आपका मत अनुसार ये का जो पॉलिटिकल इशू है वो क्या क्या है? मेनली पॉलिटिकल इशू यहाँ पर पॉलिटिकल इशू होता है वो क्या है?
पॉलिटिकल इशू जो है अभी मोदी खड़ा है यहाँ पर कोई नहीं,
तो टीएमसी का ऐसा कोई काम है जो आप खुश हुआ?
कोई काम नहीं है।
अच्छा लास्ट सवाल, मोदी सरकार का ऐसा कोई काम बोलिए आप जैसा आप खुश हुआ?
मोदी तो जहाँ भी कर रहा है अच्छा ही कर रहा है।
एक दो काम बोल जो आप खुश लगा।
मोदी जो भी किया है आपका जो ये सब योजना निकाला है, गैस फैस जो दिया है घर में, पूरी योजना का गैस सब दिया है,
अरे घर में जो गैस फैस
दिया है और नल जल वाला है।
Keeping in mind the significant problems at Howrah, it isn't unworthy for its citizens and political parties to undergo this shift in their choices. While the government is busy inputting each other's rivalry, defying citizens' need for power, and Didi taking the polls very personally, it would be indeed a pleasure to watch how these elections eventually unfold themselves. Thank you.